There's a lovely question in the assess for chapter 16. It's one of these functional loci questions involving a real story, and question 5 is the one I want to do, and nothing else really, because it's all too samey. Right, question 5. The diagram shows the plan ABCD of a garden. The scale is 1 centimetre to 2 metres. In other words, the diagram shown on page 248 is in fact accurate. Now, I measured it a few moments ago, and the length across there, A to B, is in fact 7.5 centimetres. Now, if we're using a scale of 1 centimetre to 2 metres, if we double up, as 7.5 centimetres represents 15 metres according to the scale, and also measure the length from A to D and obviously B to C as well, because it's a rectangular garden, and it came to 5 centimetres, which makes the garden have a 10 metre width. So I've got a 10 by 15 metre garden here. Now we're going to put a garden gnome in the garden, believe it or not. It says a garden gnome G is to be placed 12 metres from C. Now I'm going to stop there, label up and just handle that part, because it is a rule, it is a locus that I must obey, and I must create that path. Now this gnome is to be placed 12 metres from the corner C. So without reading any more, I'm going to do that. Now if I'm from corner C and I'm 12 metres, you should realise that 12 metres is equivalent to 6 centimetres, alright? So I've got to draw, put my compass point there and whoosh round 6 centimetres and do it freehand. So once again, here's my ruler facility, 6 centimetres from C. If I just plant it there in the corner, at least I can get this part perfectly done. Also, see if I can just do that now. Again, rough sketch. So imagine my compass point is there. I open my compass to this point here at the beginning of the ruler, and that's where my pencil is, and I'm going to draw it round carefully like that and do something like this, and that is the path of my pencil, and that is my gnome following the path, which is 12 metres from C all the time. Well, the gnome isn't actually moving, but essentially the gnome is within here probably. So there we go. And it's got to be 12, I've done that, and it's got to be equidistant from AB and AD. There's AB, there's AD. To be equidistant between those two lines means, guess what, I've got to bisect this angle. So remember, put your compass there, just draw a small arc that cuts the lines AB and AD. They are now the same. I've created 2 points there and there, so put your compass point there and swing round like so. Put your compass point there and swing round like so. Again, the arcs overlap. Now I'm going to bisect that angle. By bisecting that angle, I am following a path that is equidistant between AB and AD, essentially bisecting the angle. Let's cut straight through the garden. I don't really care that it goes outside the garden for now. Now let's just take a look. My gnome G is to be placed 12 metres from C. There is that arc there, my 6 centimetre radius from C. Not accurate at all, but never mind. And it must be equidistant from AB and AD. In other words, my gnome is somewhere on this black line and somewhere on this blue line. Well, in order to be 2 places at once, you have got to be right here. Let's go, what colour should we go? Something neutral now. Let's go for that one. No, let's go for a green. Alright, so in order to be a gnome, I've lost it, never mind. I've got to be right there, okay? And that is my position G for my gnome. Find the real distance of the gnome from D. In other words, I've now got to somehow measure from there to there. The real distance is, use my ruler and then multiply by 2 and call it metres. Now's a chance for you to have a really good laugh about this, because I find this really difficult to sort of rotate and do all the rest of it. So call him up, rotate him a little bit, call him up a little bit more. Come on you, we need to finish, so shush. Let's drag it across, it might be okay. No, let's rotate it a little bit more. See how that works. Okay, drag that down now. Drag it down, drag it down, drag it down. No, I need to rotate it a little bit more so that that and that actually matches. You're having fun watching this, because I'm not having fun doing it. I'm really not. Everything's moving. Try to drag it down, see if I got that right. Very hit and miss, you can't believe. Oh my goodness, I've got to rotate it a bit more. Wrong way. Let's try that. Bring it down. Oh, that's going to have to do, so forget it, I'm getting bored with this. Right, between there and there, I'm going to assume we're looking at approximately, I don't know, 3.5. I'm just, you know, it's rough, obviously you can see that. It's 3.5 centimeters. Let me write it down. So D to G equals 3.5 centimeters, and that's equivalent to the real distance. Well, times it by 2, multiply by 2, 7 meters away. Alright, now let's get this horrible brown thing out of the way that causes me so much aggravation. In fact, let me destroy it completely. Good night. Okay, so that's the story of whoever this guy is. Didn't even have a name. Anyway, the gnome is going to go right there. Alright, so what did we do? Established an arc radius of 6 centimeters to represent 12 meters from the point C. Bisected the lines, the line that is, sorry, bisected the angle that's made by the lines AB and AD, so these are now equidistant by doing that locus there. So these are the two loci, and since it's the last question, I'm going to actually label them loci. So this is the locus of this set of points there, and this is the locus of the line that's been bisected, and according to these two rules, these two loci, the gnome is sitting right on top of both these loci. And that's it! And I'm so glad that's over, because I hated this topic. Well, I like doing it on paper, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun, but doing it on this little thing is really tough, and I hope you can do better than me. You better do better than me, as there will be trouble.